I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India. There I was born. So I'm Gujarati. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and I practice medicine and become specialist in psychiatry. I was the first Indian, get along a woman, who became the president of the National Psychiatric Organization in Canada. And I was invited by the Indian Society of Psychiatry to encourage Indians to lead the national organization outside India. And that was the time I was invited by High Commissioner of India, Canada, High Commissioner of India, to represent and acknowledge the Indian contribution. Since then, I have won quite a few awards and accolades. Saskatchewan Order of Merit, Order of Canada. I have a street on my name in Saskatoon. And again, you are honoring me with this award. So that's what I speak and close here. Thank you.
Next, Professor Manik Nath ji. Please introduce yourself and about you.
No need for the professor or the Nath at the end, but I conduct research and I teach at the London School of Economics. In 2004, I was very lucky. I got a scholarship to study at Eton College in the UK. So my parents sent me away from India very, very young. And I've been in the UK now for 13 years. My research focuses on trying to solve the credit or other debt crisis for agricultural Indians, in particular smallholder farmers in South India. So it gives me great pride and pleasure to be associated with India as I continue to be overseas. So thank you very much for the honor and prestige of this award. Thank you.
Hi, thank you everybody. This is a huge honor. I am an ex-postdoc in artificial intelligence from Department of Engineering, University of Cambridge. At the moment I work for Apple in Cupertino headquarters in the Silicon Valley. Before that I did a postdoc from University of Oxford in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and I have a PhD in machine learning as well from University of Southampton and UCL. I moved to the UK 7 years back on a scholarship to do my PhD in artificial intelligence. I am originally from Kolkata. I'm a Bong. I have lived in Bangalore and I've lived in many countries. I have lived in South Korea, so I have been in the Asia Pacific region for some time, and I've lived in US. And I think this is an incredible conglomeration of everyone involved under the roof to work together and see how we can establish our connections and make contributions back home in India. I'm working with the United Nations to build a sustainable development, data development strategy to address sustainability in Asia Pacific and South Pacific region. And I think we will see each other a lot more and we will find ways to contribute. Thank you so much. Huge honor.
It is indeed a great honor and privilege and very humbling experience to receive this award. And I dedicate this to my mother, who is 100 years old. And I was born in Radhabad, and I wish she could be here, but she's very frail. I met her a few weeks ago in Delhi, in Delhi. So just to give you some idea, I was born in Radhabad and educated in a very simple way, but went to Lucknow to study medicine, and then I trained as pediatrician, and then moved to UK. Fortunately, I found my way into medical genetics very early on in career, and since 1980 I pursued my career. So I'm a clinical geneticist. I see patients and families with genetic conditions, inherited conditions. Now my focus is on heart diseases and genomic medicine. My contribution to India started about 10 years ago when, with my colleagues in the UK and Europe, I set up a forum called Indo-UK Genetic Education Forum. So the purpose of this forum is to really engage with clinicians and scientists working in different parts of India who are really providing trustee care with very limited resources and knowledge. It has been a great movement, and we have achieved a great deal, to the extent now that there are courses which are funded by the National Board Examination, which is called DNB, as you know, and plus other training programs. Now, given my interest in global genomic medicine movement, I have been very lucky to have some books also compiled, mainly genomics and health in developing world. Before that, I produced Indian genetic disorders of the Indian subcontinent. With this background, now I have started a program called UK-India Genomic Medicine Alliance, and anyone who's interested is most welcome to join. So again, once again, thank you very much for Shri Deepak Singh ji and also the NRI Welfare Society for this great honor.
First, let me try and say Swastika and Swadika. If I don't know if I did it right. मैं आप सबके आभारी हूँ, because I have really not done anything for India, but India has done a lot for me. So the job that I've done, as the award letter says, is carrying the flag of India abroad. So I'm a professor of marketing by convenience. My background is in political science, international journalism, and one day I decided I have to pay my bills, so I did a doctorate in business. Okay, I've been involved in student government, community leadership, got lucky. I went to Madras Christian College, did political science, got the gold medal, and got kicked out of college. Okay. Came to the United States for a 2-year vacation, full scholarship, including clothes and everything. 2 years became 35 years. But I still carry an Indian passport, my wife and me. And basically, I've always stood up for everybody, Indian or otherwise. And I thank the Indian education system, right from kindergarten teachers till college. What a wonderful foundation. It is that foundation that allowed me to be a successful journalist, a successful professor, and everything else that came with it. You know, I started by, I'm a rebel, and so I question things. Started by questioning the Boston Consulting Group matrix, and won an award for that. It took 5 years after being rejected 4 years. And currently, I'm doing my research for the last 20 years on India, trying to find out why the United States should look at India as a potential market, and instead of dumping goods, actually build relationships that are sustainable. So that's what I'm doing, And by some strange coincidence, Richard Thaler from the University of Chicago, who just got the Nobel Prize for economics, or the economics prize in memory of Nobel, for his nudges theory and irrationality, unfortunately seems to be pretty identical to my 1993 doctoral dissertation. So let's see where that goes. And so pretty much there's a lot of controversy. I think if I could carry India's name abroad, I did it perhaps with something called an India study abroad. Lots of universities do India study abroad. Basically, you take a photograph with Taj Mahal, you take a photograph with anything else, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you very much. And once again, thank you, everybody.
Beautiful city, and I work right now as a gastroenterologist, and I'm running a very specialized colon cancer clinic, which I'm very proud of. So to keep it short, well, I was really honored to have received this, and I thought it really came early in my career, but thank you so much for me.
Pediatrician, but by chance I landed up in the UK. I come from a very small town in Himachal, near Dharamshala, if you know that part of India. And by accidentally I ended up in the UK and had a short visit to US. And I'm lucky that I'm working in a premier institution, which is one of the best institutions for liver disease in the world, called King's College Hospital. I head the department there. I'm the medical director of pediatrics. And also, I have set up the Indo-UK Health Program, which I'm the medical director for King's. And we are setting up 11 institutes in India, 4 in the Middle East, getting the King's recognition for research, education, and innovation on that. So I'm very grateful to acknowledge my contribution, if that is a contribution. And I thank you all for applauding me. Thank you.
Now, I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Nri Bangkok ji. Please welcome Nri Bangkok ji.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank Mr. Deepak and Nri Welfare Society for bestowing this honor on me. I am a chartered accountant from India. I started my practice in 1983 in India. My office is still running. Then in somewhere around 99-2000, I moved to US, and I became, in between I completed my CPA there and also did LLM in international tax. And I have been working very closely with the Indo-American community over there. We have been practicing at both ends, so I've been helping promote over 1,000 startups over there in US. And right now I am Vice President of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and also a director. And I'm also working closely with another organization from India. It's University of Silicon Andhra. It's the first of its kind outside India, which is promoting Indian arts, culture, languages and all. And it's recently started. And besides that, I've in initial years also worked very closely with India Infotech Center, that was part of Software Technology Park of India. They had an office in Silicon Valley, and there I've again worked closely with a lot of organizations. I'm also associated with a lot of non-profit, other regional state organizations, and where we have been helping them with their compliance and non-profit status. And the thing which I want to now do more, which I have been inspired with some of the people here, is Dr. Giri and Mr. Verma. Basically want to give back to India, where we have been trying to do a lot of things over there, because not many are lucky to be coming out of India. Still a lot to be done. Although India is, as you said, was Sone ki Chidiya, but still a lot needs to be done. A lot of people are not as fortunate as I feel I have been here. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing. Thank you. Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Vasudev Palji. Please welcome Mr. Pal.
Good evening and thank you very much. I am Vasudev Pal. I am actually coming from UK. I am from India, obviously. Over the last few years, few means goes back to few decades, I have been associated with the Indian IT industry. Initially, I had, as a person, I had delivered few projects for India, which many of you, or every one of you has been using. And I've been associated with works with the Indian steel industry, with the Indian coal industry, and got few awards from Mr. P.S. Sangma, late P.S. Sangma. And my association with Thailand goes back pretty quite a long years. I was one of the initial team to be deputed to do the VAT implementation in 1992-93. So that's where am I. And then I was, by chance, was sent to UK to start up, to put the Indian IT flag. In fact, when we went out, we were told that you are the guys who should be calling yourself as East India Company R to get the Sone ki Chidiya and the Sone ki Tukde bags. So over the last 23 years, I have been involved in setting up a lot of Indian companies in UK, starting from the HCL, which at that point of time was called HCL Europe. Today it is called a different name. And I've been working with UKTI to build companies, to send UK companies to India as well as to the Middle East. In a part-time, I work with the Jharkhand the tribal group, creating some gems out there where you get a lot of cosmeceuticals, as we call it, natural, completely Indian, completely Ayurvedic. And I also support an orphanage which is in the town of Krishnagar in West Bengal. That's a little brief about myself. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it.
Now I would like to call upon the stage Dr. Tapas Sen. Please welcome Dr. Tapas Sen.
Thank you very much, Deepakji, for inviting me today, and it's my great honor to be here today. I just wanted to say something today. My presence is not just because I came to have this award. I decided to come because when I look my background, I'm from West Bengal, from a family where no one ever went to the university, no one ever went to the college. But I'm here today just to honor my family first, and I'm here because my mom suddenly passed away in September. And I want to dedicate this particular award to my mom to remember the family. And I can tell you, being an Indian, how the parents contribute the children. And I have been in UK, the way I see the parents, they nurture their children. And I'm very proud to hear that my mom, my dad, who never went to the school or college, they felt that this is the way we can promote India. So what I wanted to say today, that I thank to my family, I thank to my country, those who actually educated myself and then made me some sort of stage in outside India, in United Kingdom. And with respect to my contribution to India, I would like to say that I'm a researcher, I'm a scientist, and also I'm a professor in the university. But I really keen to do something for the India and for the Indians. And you probably can see from my name in the Google search that I do a lot of projects with India under UK India Education Research Initiative. And in that project, I coordinate those projects, bringing Indian organizations, Indian companies to work with us, with the UK. And in fact, we were managing to handle some situation in the area of eastern part of India where you probably know that water containing a lot of arsenic. And arsenic is one of the major pollutants in the eastern part of India, as well as Thailand, in China. And I do research on nanomaterials, specially designed such a way that we can remove those arsenic from water. And then we have started another project with Delhi University in AIMS, and it has just started. And we also promote international collaboration, and we also promote India in UK platform. I organize different conferences, international conferences, and we also invite people from India, from the ministerial level, to come to UK to share what India can contribute with respect to collaboration. And then finally, I would like to say something. When I came here, I had a different ideas, but being over here, interacting with the people, it has created a paradigm shift in myself. And I would like to say today, that's a very great cause what the NRI is doing, and I would like to be involved in the future, and also I would like to be with them in the future, see what we can do together with the same cause. And thank you very much, and I'm really honored to be here today, and I would like to say thank you for everybody to listening what I was saying.
It's a humble request to all awardees, please introduce yourself in short as there is a time constraint. Now I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Paresh Rughani. Welcome Mr. Paresh Rughani ji.
So much. I'm a very small person, as you can see. I want to thank everybody. I mentioned family, father and mother, I love you, obviously the NRI family. So my father and my mother, who were very flexible to me to follow my dream of public speaking and accountancy. My friend, as I mentioned, few relationship in earth never die, all my friends and family. My mother, who actually introduced me to my school childhood buddy by the name of Brahma Vihari Swami. And now he was the master. He was from good to great, from ordinary to extraordinary, from mediocre to mastery, from average to awesome. And my mom introduced him because I was never ever academic. And through his company, I became a BA Honours in Accountancy and Finance. I studied Chartered Accountancy and I got my doctorate. So I thank him so much, who introduced me to our Guru Pramukh Swami, who actually invited me to Akshardham in 1992. It was a very great honor. But it was my birthday, and sadly I lost my 4-day-old nephew. I was very bitter. And then a few years ago, I lost my sister from dementia. And after 1 month, I lost my niece, Dr. Anisha Popat, at the age of 28. So I was very depressed. And Pramukh Swami actually says, don't be depressed. It's not what happens to you, but what you do about what happens. Done is done. It cannot be undone, even if Paresh goes back to London. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, and today is a gift, and that's why we call it present. So then I got motivated to study motivation, and I got introduced from Brahma Vihar Swami to Mr. Modi. In 2009, I met Mr. Modi, who says, Paresh bhai, you might be in London, but you still belong to India, and promise me you will come every year to India and at your own expense, at your own time, do charity work for my poor people, for disabled people who cannot afford a Western speaker. So for the last 10 years, since 2007, I've been coming to India just with one motive, to motivate millions, to change lives one at a time. As Pramukh Swami says, in the joy of others lies our own. And Dipakji's father always used to say, love all, trust few, follow one, but hate none. So I thank you so much.
Now I would like to call upon the stage Mr. Venkatesh Narayan Swamiji. Please welcome Mr. Narayan Swamiji.
Good evening. I am Venkatesh Narayan Swami. I am a management professional running a technology company. I am based out of Singapore. I also remain in the board of Hindu Endowments Board, which advise the government and which also manages the endowment for Singapore government. This comes under the Ministry of Community, Culture and Youth. Government also placed me as a chairman for the biggest Shivan temple in Singapore called Sri Shivan Temple of Geylang. Apart from that, me and my wife Anuja, we ran a trust in India for the last 20 years. When we made when fortune favored us, we managed 3 temples in India, and we have adapted a village. When we adapted 15 years ago, people were about 250, now it has turned to 2,000. This is the lowest caste of, since casteism in India is too much now, from downtrodden people, which are from the bottommost community. We are trying to do our best, but still long way to go. God bless India. We are all proud to be an Indian, and will continue to be India in heart at all times. Thank you so much.
Please welcome Mr. Prasad.
Good evening. Don't want to say much about myself. I was born and brought up in Bangalore, but been overseas for the last 35 years. I basically teach and also do some research. Right now I'm based in New Zealand. Who knows what's in store for me. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to call upon the stage Professor Indu Singh. Please welcome Professor Indu Singh.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much to the NRI Foundation and Dipakji and his team for working so hard behind the scenes. I actually come from Chandigarh. I did my schooling and my BSc degree from Chandigarh. Did my medicine from PGI in Chandigarh. And then I moved about 35 years ago to Hong Kong. Worked there in the Hong Kong Adventist Hospital, which was an American hospital. And for the last 25 years, I've been in Australia now. I'm a academic. I'm not doing any medical practice anymore for 7 years. Doing the standardization of the diagnostic medicine and hematology across the world, including standardization and recognition of the medical diagnostic medical laboratories in India. Thank you very much.
Call upon the stage Dr. Apti Patel. Please welcome Dr. Apti Patel.
Hello everyone, this is Apti Patel. I live in Chicago and I work as a physical therapist. I work as a medical team for the regenerative medicine, and I also work for the children with a special need. And I feel privileged to receive this award. Thank you for consideration.
I would like to call upon the stage Professor Sundarajan Thirumalai. Please welcome Mr. Thirumalai, Professor Thirumalai.
Good evening, everyone. Just a small correction, I'm not a professor yet, professor in making. So, I'm a researcher managing a project funded by the European Commission based at the University of Cambridge. So, I develop nanotechnology-based coatings for various engineering applications. So I have studied and worked in 6 EU countries and India, and I come from Chennai. Besides research, I'm quite active in kind of educational outreach activities. I have traveled to countries like Nepal, China, and also to some places in India where I have promoted the European education and culture amongst the underprivileged children. And in future, I would be working with Mr. Singh in promoting these kind of outreach activities to various regions in India to empower the youth and to bridge the gap between to bridge the educational inequality which exists in India. Yeah, thank you.
Anil Kalsi ji, Mr. Anil Kalsi, please welcome Mr. Kalsi. So please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Anil Kalsi. I run a travel company called Ambivul Travels in New Delhi, India. I have been a catalyst to improve the relations with the government of India to make things simpler for the NRIs when they come to India in many ways. Been with the railway board for some time and for putting the online systems of selling tickets on the web and making visas, e-visas simpler for NRIs and OCIs to come to India. On the other hand, I've been instrumental with helping NRIs bring the children to India when they want to showcase our religion. They want to take them to Vaishno Devi, to Amritsar, to different places, to Dehradun, to Haridwar, and to have the real feel of what India is, because we feel there is a disconnect sometimes when you've stayed abroad for 20-30 years, you have younger children and you want to bring them back to your hometown, make it a simpler process for them to understand the culture and get to the roots. So thank you for this honor.
Congratulations.
Shri Vijay Nahta ji, please welcome. Okay. Shri Vivek Sharma ji.
Good evening, everyone. I'm coming from third world. Third world, we can't say like that. Nigeria, that's the West Africa. I'm a professional accountant working with a company and also associated with many organizations over there, like child welfare and some Indian culture associations like that. That's all. Thank you very much. Thanks for honoring the Nri Welfare Society.
Congratulations.
Please welcome Mr. Tandon.
Thank you very much, Deepak ji, for honoring me. I am VP Tandon, Chairman Kamal and Vandana Group of Institute in India. We provide education more than 20,000 students and also provide free education more than 3,000 students. I am Vice President of All India Unaided Public School Association. Once again, thanks Deepak ji and his team. Thank you very much.
Ashok Verma ji, please welcome Mr. Verma.
No, I think Mr. Sharma, you come, you tell, because he's involved. He's our General Secretary. So, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. You honor to our organization, Rajasthan Bal Kalyan Samiti. Mr. Verma is our chairman of organization. Rajasthan Bal Kalyan Samiti working since 1981 in field of education, development, women empowerment in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, the part of the tribal junction in 641 villages. The organization started by my father. It's my parental organization with a very small education, but now we have 18,000 children in our organization. Basically, it's a not commercial organization, 100% free education for tribal and poor children. As well as we are working for development, rural development since 1988. We start with one village, now we are working in 641 village. So, thank you NRI Welfare Society and Mr. Deepak, honor to RVKS Rajasthan Bal Kalyan Samiti, and I am from Udaipur, GS Sharma. I am postgraduate in public administration. Thank you to all.
Awakening India. I'd like to call upon the stage is representative of Awakening India.
Good evening, gentlemen, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Deepak. Raj Kala mera kharab hai. Walking India. This is the charity company. So India, the poor man operation, eye operation and throat operation. Mr. BP Tyagi, Dr. BP Tyagi, last time award, Mahatma Gandhi Samman Award in UK. He is not come here. Today the many operation. He is very busy. So behalf of Walking India, I received this award.
Congratulations.
Please welcome.
सभी को नमस्कार, मैं जया हूँ और मैं हैदराबाद से हूँ, लिविंग इन हांगकांग। उम्मीद करती हूँ सब हिंदी जानते हैं, इसलिए मैं हिंदी में बात करना चाहती हूँ। एंड हांगकांग में रह के मैं अपने भारतवासियों के लिए जो भी करना चाहती हूँ, जो भी कर सकती हूँ वो मैं कर रही हूँ. अपने डिफरेंट कमिटीज़ में मेंबर हूँ और ऑर्गेनाइज डिफरेंट इवेंट्स. और दीपक जी जिस तरह से देश दुनिया भर से हम सबको इकट्ठा लाए हैं, I know कि कितना मुश्किल है. It's very difficult to coordinate people from different countries and bring them all here. A big round of applause for Deepak ji. And thanks so much for all the dignitaries here. I'm a very little person. I'm a kindergarten teacher. Apart from that, as I mentioned, I work for different committees in Hong Kong and I serve the communities there. Apart from that, I'm a professional radio presenter. And through my radio programs, I coordinate with different countries. It's a global radio, so I talk to different countries. And भारत की एहसास दिलाने की प्रयत्न करती हूँ. और दूसरा एक कार्यक्रम है अपने जवानों के लिए. हम इस तरह खुशी से यहाँ मना रहे हैं, लेकिन सरहदों पे हमारे जवान आज भी अपना गर्दन कटा रहे हैं, हमें खुश रखने के लिए, हमें सुरक्षित रखने के लिए. तो उन सबको सलामी देते हुए आज मैं इस मंच पर हूँ और धन्यवाद करती हूँ. I thank everybody here. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.
Now I would like to invite Dr. D.V. Giriji for Sword of Honor 2018 award.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was fortunate to get very good education both in India and the United States. I went to the Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru, and as luck would have it, for the last some weeks I've been teaching at the Indian Institute of Science as a visiting professor. I interrupted that for a week to come to Thailand at the invitation of Deepak. And I also was fortunate to be educated at Harvard University in the United States. And I had a chance to go to Cape Town or South Africa on some business, but it turned out to be a pilgrimage. I visited every place that Mahatma Gandhi set foot on in South Africa. In Durban, in Pietermaritzburg train station where he was thrown out of the train, and so on. It was quite an experience, just being in places where Gandhi was. One of his best quotations that I have tried to imbibe in my own life is, he said, you should live like this is the last day of your life, but you should learn like you live forever. So I've even quoted him in some books that I have written. Also, looking at the energy in this room, I don't think any of us will ever get old. My father had a definition of old age. He used to say, old age is 10 more than what you are. If you're 60, 70 is old. When you get to be 70, 80 is old. So you'll never really get old with that definition. So I have personally in my own life decided that I will never retire from, I may get tired as somebody said, but I will not retire. I'll keep working. And one of my dreams in the next year or two is to link the ancient Indian wisdom from various scriptures to modern science. There are golden nuggets of wisdom in physics, chemistry, astronomy, etc. in ancient scriptures. I want to bring that out and see when it was rediscovered in the Western world. Thank you very much.
He is receiving NRI of the Year award also, Dr. Now, I would like to call upon the stage Dr. Reena Nair, Maulana Azad Jail of India Award 2018. Please welcome Dr. Nair. Ma'am, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Reena Nair,
and I'm from New Delhi, India. I started off as a pathologist by profession and education, but later on I joined the Medical Council of India, which is a regulatory body for medical education in the country. And now I am the secretary of the organization. During my tenure, I have made small and big contributions to medical education in the country, some of which are introduction of the common entrance exam for medical education, which we did not have till 2015. And common counseling also, in order to curb the menace of capitation fees basically, which I'm sure you all of you must have heard of in India, that there is a large amount of capitation fees for admission into medical colleges. So in order to curb that, we have introduced the common entrance exam as well as common counseling. We have also revised medical curriculum, which had not been done since 1997. We are trying to make it competency based and at par with international curriculums. We are also trying to digitalize this 83-year-old organization into a paperless organization and trying to link it with Aadhaar so that all the medical faculty of all medical colleges, they can be linked on to that biometric system, as well as all the doctors in the country can come on one main platform. Thank you so much, and I'm greatly honored for this award.
Kalpana Karya, Navratan Award for Navratan Award. Please welcome Ms. Kalpana Karya from Kenya. She is from Kenya.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kalpana Karya. I'm from Kenya, and you've heard. I'm so glad to be here amongst everyone today. And very happy to receive this award. Now, there's only one, I don't do anything actually, but my Guruji just had said that we all have been sent in this world for a mission. And that mission is, even if we uplift one person, then our mission, our birth in this life is fulfilled. So we do a lot of philanthropic work with street children and orphans in Kenya, may it be through religion, through yoga, through education, food, and I'm also the chairman for the Hindu Council of Kenya, Kisumu branch. After 46 years, it was the first lady to be the chairman. And I think in a nutshell, we try to uplift others. And our Guruji also said that hamere aangan se koi khali hath nahi jana chahiye. So whoever comes, may it be a beggar or whoever comes for anything at your doorstep, he comes with a hope. We should not leave him hopeless. Even if you can't give him a flower, give him a petal, but give him something. Thank you very much. That's Kalpana. Launched my second edition of the Yoga for Health last year. Since 36 years I've been teaching yoga in Kenya as well to all the locals. So I'd like to give out the books to them. Thank you very much.
Before going to dinner, I just got small announcement to be made. Nirmala has been declared as the president of the Thailand chapter. I would like His Excellency to honor him with a shield. Please give him a huge round of applause, because now from today onwards he is going to be the president of our Thailand chapter.
Part of this prestigious organization to be receiving this Thank you so much. Thank you.
Award for International Understanding, Cooperation and Peace, which will be given by the former Chief of the Army Staff to His Excellency. Mr. Nirmala. Judge Ajit Singh Ji has been announced as the ambassador for NRIs. Judge Ajit Singh Ji, please, a huge round of applause for Judge Ajit Singh Ji and his wife Sabak Ji. He's been ambassador of NRIs. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Yes, once again, good evening to each one of you. Given time constraints, my introduction is as follows. I'm Subhak's husband of over 43 years. I'm indeed indebted to my parents, my mentors, my extended family, and Subhak for who I am today. If you need any further details, just go into Google and see Judge Ajit Swaran Singh, New Zealand. You'll get all the information. Thank you. I'd like to thank you all, and Deepak Ji in particular.
Last but not the least, a medal for thanks to Alka Ji for organizing and comparing program in such a well manner, and I could see the spirit of patriotism, the way she was singing. We are really proud of her. A huge round of applause for her. Thank you very much. You know, we have heard a lot of speeches. I think so now.